Hello and welcome back to Ragnar's Forge. Today we're going to talk about bulk order deeds, or BODS. We're going to go over what they are, how to acquire them, what we do with them, and we're going to talk about some of the rewards as well. So a bulk order deed is something that we get from an NPC craftsman, whether it's a blacksmith, a carpenter, a tailor, a fletcher. They all have different BOD deeds that we can complete in order to get some rewards and help us with crafting later on down the line. When you receive a BOD, it'll tell you what it is, it'll give you a bit of information about what's required, and basically this is an order. An NPC is requesting you make these items, and then any special requirements are listed as well. So for this one, for example, we need to make 10 battle axes, and each one must be exceptional. This BOD is worth 210 turning points, or it's worth 10.5 points if we bank them. What this means is, when we complete this bulk order deed and we turn it in, we have a choice. We can either spend up to the value of 210 points now, and we either need to use all 210 points, or if we buy something that's slightly less, we will lose the remaining points, or alternatively, we can bank points to use later, but we'll only get 10.5 points for that. You've got a few options here on the menu. Banking points automatically. What this means is when you drop the BOD on the NPC, the points will just automatically bank. It won't give you the choice. Banking points enabled. That means when you drop the BOD on the NPC, another menu will pop up asking you, do you want to spend 210 points now, or would you like to bank them? And banking points disabled will just take you straight to the menu, the reward menu for turning in 210 points, and won't give you an option to bank. Make sure this is set when you first start off. Just set it to enabled. That's usually the easiest way to sort of deal with it, because then it gives you the option: do you want to bank or do you want to spend now? We can combine the deed with the items requested. So if we head over to our smithy press, we grab some iron ingots. So with this one, it doesn't specifically say we need to make them out of any material, unlike this one here, which says it must be made out of dull copper. Because it doesn't say that, that just means it'll be made out of iron. So we've got some iron. Let's just make a battle axe. Oh, let's make sure we've got the right material selected. And we want a battle axe. Okay, cool. So we did make an exceptional one. That's great. So we want to combine this deed with the item requested. So we select that, and then we select the axe. Then we can see the amount finished is 1. We still need to make another 9. So what we can do, we can go into the menu, we can click the little box here, we can set it to make a number, and we need another 9. So there we go. We just enter 9, press enter, and away it goes. It's going to make me 9 more battle axes. Let's just give this a second to get these done. Oh, need some more iron. Let me just grab some more iron out. And what we can do, instead of using this option here where we combine the deed with the item requested, that means we have to click on each item individually. It's a bit laborious. So what we can do is we can select the option below it which says combine this deed with the contained items. Now what that means is we can select that option and then select our backpack on the paper doll, and provided those items are in our backpack, it will automatically combine them with that deed. Let's just make another 3 battle axes and get this deed filled. Alrighty, there we go. This deed has now been filled. So now what do we do with it? Well, now we need to go to an NPC blacksmith. So let's just go to the one in New Haven. Alrighty, so we've got Sutherland the blacksmith. Let's just drop this deed on him. Aha, okay. So now it's asking us what we want to do with these points. We can bank 10.5 points by clicking yes and then selecting claim, or in this case OK, or we can claim the 210 points to use now by selecting no and then pressing OK. Depending on what we want, reward wise, will depend what we want to do here. Well, let's have a look at the options that we have for Oh, so it's not going to let me view it. Fantastic. Will you let me view it? No. Okay. Well, let's just let's spend the 210 points now, so we can see what we can get. So we've got 210 points available to spend now. So we could get a high crafting charge tool. This tool's got 250 uses. It costs 10. Now we could totally select that and get this hammer, but we're going to lose the other 200 points that we got available. So let's see, what else can we get? We can get a prospector's tool. A prospector's tool allows us to increase the level of the ore that we're currently mining by 1 level. So if we're mining iron, it will upgrade it by 1 level and it'll go to dull copper. So this is a great way to get some of the different coloured ingots. We could get a gargoyle pickaxe. Gargoyle pickaxes, when you use them, will again, like the prospector's tool, increase the level of ore that we're collecting by 1. So again, if we're mining and we get iron, it's going to upgrade that to dull copper. However, a gargoyle pickaxe also has the chance to summon a hostile or elemental. And it doesn't matter what your level is, in mining, you could get an ore elemental, and that will attack you. So you could get a shadow iron elemental, Verite elemental, Valorite elemental. You could get any of those, and they will attack you. So best to use a gargoyle pickaxe on a character that can fight. Now luckily on the UOAlive server, mining and other resource gathering skills are totally free. They're not going to contribute to your total 720 cap. So you can put mining on a melee character or another character that can defend itself, and you can use these gargoyle pickaxes. And the gargoyle pickaxe also works in conjunction with the prospector's tool, so if you use both of them, it will increase the level of ore by 2. So let's see, we've also got some studded leather mining gloves. These gloves will increase the mining skill by 3 points when worn, and they come in one of the 8 special ore hues when they're obtained. You can get, there's 3 different types of gloves. You've got the leather, the studded, and then there's also some ring mill ones which are slightly more. And the ring mill ones I actually have equipped now. They give +5, and as you can see I've imbued mine with some LRC, LMC and stamina and mana and stuff like that. So you can imbue them and make them part of your suit. So let's get ourselves a new prospector's hammer. So we've selected the little blue diamond, and now it's asking us, are we sure this is what we want to select? Yes. Why is it not giving us a reward? Ah, okay. So something bugged out there and it didn't want to give us a reward. Let's try that again. There we go. And you can see down the bottom, the reward has been placed in your pack. Now, with larger bulk order deeds, and more expensive, like more higher tier bulk order deeds, you will also receive gold and fame. So that's how a lot of crafters end up with the title of Lord, mostly purely from doing bulk order deeds. And you can see here, we've got a lovely little prospector's tool. That's going to come in handy the next time we go out mining. But let's have a look at some different BODs. This BOD that we completed was a small BOD. What's the difference between a small and large BOD? Well, a large BOD is made up of multiple smaller BODs. So as you can see here, this large bulk order deed is asking for all of these different BODs. So it's asking for plate mail, arms, legs, helmet. It's basically a full set of plate mail armor. And we can see the turning points is much higher, and the amount of points that we can bank is much higher as well. This value for banking points is going to be different on different servers. On this server, the UOAlive server, the amount of points that are banked has been boosted up significantly compared to places like OSI, so this value will differ depending on the server. But in order for us to fill this, we would have to get all of the smaller BODs for this one large BOD. Well, that seems like a bit of a pain. Luckily, for the UOAlive server, we have some very, very nice quality of life things that we have, and we have this box here. This is a bulk order deed box. What this will do, I don't actually want to use a plate mill bod on this because those are quite hard to get. Let me just find a more suitable bulk order deed. Oh, there we go. That one will do. Okay, so this one needs us to make some bardiche and halberds. Okay, now the quality of life thing, we have a bulk order deed box here, and we can drop this in. It's disappeared. But if we double click it again, we've got the large bod back. But we also have the small bods that we can use to fill it. Now, this is something that's only available on the UOAlive server. I don't know if other servers have this available. OSI certainly doesn't, that I am aware of. But this is a quality of life thing that we have on the UOAlive server. Okay, so now we have got, let me just get rid of this one. We have got a large bulk order deed that's asking for 20 bardiche and 20 halberds to be made. And we've got both of those small bods there now. So, let me just grab a bunch more iron. And let's go into here. We're going to go into pole arms. And let's get the bardiche. And we're going to make 20. Press enter. And that's now going to make us 20 bardiches for this bod. I'm going to do the same for the halberds. And we're going to combine the items with the deeds. So once that's done, I will come back and we'll look at the next steps. Alrighty, that's all the items have been made and they've been combined with the deeds. So we've got this one's been filled, and we've got the halberds, this one's been filled as well. So what do we do with this? Well, we've got the same options for the large bod, as we have for the small bods. So we've got combine the items with the requested. Well, we've got the same options, so let's select this, and we select the small bod. Now we can see here that the bardiche has been filled. Do the same thing with the halberds, and there we have it. The halberds have been filled. This bod has now been filled. So now we can take this one to a blacksmith. Let's go over there now. And we can hand this one in to the blacksmith. Now we can bank 225 points by clicking yes, just like before. And we can also bank, we can spend up to 450. You'll see down in the corner here as well, probably better on the journal. We also got 10,216 gold for that one. And that's been deposited straight into my bank. So you do make a little bit of gold from these as well. So yeah, with this one we can either bank 255 points, which we can spend at any point, or we can claim 450 points to spend now. Well, let's bank these ones, because maybe we want to save up for something. So there we go. Oh no, I've selected the wrong option. Never mind. Let's spend the 450 now. Let's see what we got. So we've got all of the previous rewards that we got last time. There's a prospectus tool that we got the last time. But now we've got the Smelter's Golden Talisman. Now, what these do, and there's various different ones, this one specifically with gold, it allows us to, when we wear it, we will have a 100% success chance when it comes to smelting that specific ore type. And it's got 6,000 charges, so we can smelt 6,000 gold ore and never fail smelting any. We've also got the Master Craftsman Talismans. Now what these do is they stop us from losing any of the materials when it comes to crafting an item if we fail crafting. Now, let's say for example we wanted to craft a plate mail tunic, but we have a 50% chance to craft it. So there's a 50% chance that we'll create the item, and there's a 50% chance we'll fail. If we fail, we will lose some of the resources. Now this comes in handy whenever we're wanting to craft things like, let's see, the Gloves of Feudal Grip. I have a 29% chance to actually successfully craft the item. By wearing this talisman, even if I fail, I'm not going to lose any of these items. And you could potentially lose the Gauntlets of Nobility, and the Gauntlets of Nobility come from Doom. They're not an easy item to get. So we don't want to lose any of these items if we can. These Master Craftsman Talismans will help with that. And you can claim these on bod rewards for tailoring and some of the other crafting skills as well. But even if you have one that you've got from blacksmith, it'll still work with tailoring. It'll basically stop you losing items on failure for any of the crafting skills. We've also got some powder of fortification. This stuff is incredibly useful for all crafters and a lot of people across the world. This increases the maximum durability of a item, so either a piece of armor, a weapon, a shield. Doesn't work on jewelry, but it'll increase the armor points by 10 per use. If you're a crafter and you've got blacksmithy skill, an arms law, tailoring, that sort of stuff, depending on the material type, it'll boost that even further. So if you know a crafter who's got a high blacksmithy skill and you need some metal armor with powder of fort being used on it, ask them to do it for you, and they'll give you a little bit of a boost. I think when I do it, I get around 12 to 13 durability increased rather than 10. And depending on the amount of points that we have available, will give us more and more rewards. And as you can see, they do get quite expensive the further up the pages we go. Right up until the very end, where we've got Valorite Runic Hammers. And it gives you a description of what each of the rewards do. So it's always worth having a look over which reward you want prior to doing the bod, or handing the bod in. And like I said before, you can always bank the points and save up for an item. In this instance, let's just grab some powder of fort. It's always good to have extra powder of fort. Now we filled in that bod and we've got our reward. How do we get another one? Well, you just go to the NPC, click on them once, and you want to select this option here, bulk order information. So in this one, they're asking me to make 20 bassinet helmets. All items must be exceptional, and all items must be made with dull copper ingots. Cool, I can do that. And we can claim up to 3 BODS every set amount of time. So there's our 3. Unfortunately, we didn't get any large ones on this one. The chance of getting any large BODS, or ones with different ingots and things like that, totally depends on your skill. I've got 120 blacksmithy, so I have a chance of getting all different types of BODS. And if we try and claim another one, I can only get another one in 360 minutes. However, if I was to complete a bulk order deed, hand it in, I can claim back another one immediately. It resets the timer back to 0, and you are allowed to claim up to claim another one to replace the one you've just handed in. And that is pretty much all there is to it when it comes to bulk order deeds. There's a few other things that we could talk about, so let me just go back to the forge. And in this little book here, this is a bulk order book. This is where I can store all of my bulk order deeds. I can select various filters depending on the bod that I'm looking for. So if I just want a small bod and I want only exceptional, I only want blacksmithy, and I want all of those bods to be made from shadow iron, I can apply the filter. I can set your filter. I can click that one, click apply, and there we go. It's only going to give me any bods made from shadow iron. Or I can go with only small bods made of gold. Apply. And there we go. I have one small bod for malls that are all made from gold. And I can pull that out of the box, out of the book, just by pressing the little down arrow there. Pops it in my inventory. And then we have it. There's the bulk order deed there. So these are very handy to have, to keep all your bods nice and neat in a place. These are crafted by scribes, so if you do know a scribe, or if there's any scribes kicking around that can make you this, it's always worth asking them to make you 1 or 2 if they can. I also have a book here with all of the different blacksmiths located across the world. In fact, I actually have 2 of them. One of them is for Tram, Terma, and Malus, and then we've got Fel and Tokanu. These are crafted by Mandalar on the UOAlive server. He does all kinds of rune books. In fact, all the rune books at my forge have been crafted by Mandalar. The books that he makes are phenomenal. He also owns a incredibly good rune library, the Magenta rune library, so it's well worth a check if you're on the UOAlive server. Mandalar's stuff and all of his locations are phenomenal. So one other thing that we can do is, let's say for example, we really want to buy we want to buy something that's going to cost 500 points. Well, this small bod is only going to give us 250. So that's not going to give us a lot. But what we can do, if we go over to, I don't know, let's go to the Serpent Old Smith. Let's just grab a random smith. Let's go in and see them. And we click on them once. We've got the option for bribe. Now, what does that mean? Well, if we select bribe and then select the bulk order deed, we can see here that we can pay them 11,700 gold by dropping this on them. The money's automatically removed from our bank box. But now the bulk order deed has gone up. It now needs to be made out of dull copper ingots, but we're now got a value of 450. Let's see what happens if we do it again. Ah, now here we go. My business is being watched by the guild, so I can't be messing with bulk orders right now. Come back when there's less heat on me. So this means this NPC will no longer allow us to bribe up. They're being watched by the Blacksmiths Guild. Let's try the other guy that's here. 13,500 gold. Let's do it again. And now this one needs to be made out of shadow iron. But we've got 500 points. So you can also upgrade your bulk order deeds by going around all the different blacksmiths, selecting bribe, targeting the bod, and depending on the board and other factors like how popular this smith has been, how many other people have been bribing up the bulk order deeds, the price will vary. Let's see if we can find a popular smith. Britain is normally a pretty popular place. To give you an idea of how expensive these bods can be sometimes. Well, this one's not expensive. Let's try the Holy City. No, actually Luna. Luna is significantly different on the UOAlive server. Luna is actually a dungeon here, but if you want more information on that, I would recommend to check out the UOAlive website, which is linked in the description below. Okay, 12,600. So as you can see, that the price is varying across all the different blacksmiths. Some of them is cheaper, and some of them can be really quite expensive. Let's go over to Britain West. Are you guys going to be expensive? Of course you're not. You're the cheapest yet. Well, this is not really working out, because recently it's been very expensive to do bods. But it looks like the price on them has gone down significantly. Yeah, but depending on the amount of people who have been out and bribed up their boards, and the higher quality the board that you have will affect the price. In some instances it can be quite expensive to upgrade them, but then again the other side of that would be the rewards that you can claim back from it are much better. So that's another side to the bulk order deed. And bulk order rewards things like runic tools, so all the different types of hammers, runic kits like the horned sewing kits, the spined sewing kits, powder of fortification. All of these things are always in high demand. So there is a good amount of money to be made out of doing bulk order deeds. You will need to make sure you've got a good supply of ingots, because you're going to be burning through a lot of them. But any of the main crafters on any server will more than likely either be buying good bulk order deeds, or they'll be buying the rewards directly as well. You can also keep these rewards for yourself and benefit yourself. So again, you've got things like the prospector's tools, which will increase the quality of the ores that you're mining, and you can also use these items like the powder of fortification, all the different runic hammers, and you can see what those tools will do in other videos that are available on the channel. But that pretty much covers it for bulk order deeds. From the outside they look very complicated, but once you actually get into it, they're relatively straightforward. The too long didn't reads version of this would be bulk order deed, make this item out of this material, must be exceptional for these points. That's pretty much it. And the same thing would apply to all of the crafting skills. So tinkering, carpentry, fletching, tailoring, alchemy, cooking, blacksmithy, they've all got bulk order deeds. Inscription as well, all have bulk order deeds. So there's different rewards depending on the different crafting skill that you're using. So it would be worth going out, having a look at what those rewards are, and if those rewards are something that interests you, then obviously you can jump straight into doing bulk order deeds and start farming those rewards. But again, if you do have any questions, I'm always available on the UOAlive server, on the UOAlive Discord, usually hanging around in the crafting section. But yeah, that's it from me. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again.